Hey interwebs, I'm Antface and welcome to my first YouTube video. This is going to be a whole series of videos that takes a look at some of Destiny's lore to see if we can pry out the origins of the 6 existing subclasses and their super abilities. With the release of the Taken King approaching, you've probably already seen snippets of the 3 new subclasses in action: the Nightstalker for Hunters, Stormcaller for Warlocks, and the Sunbreaker for Titans. If you also paid attention to Bungie's recent video documentary discussing the new expansion, you too might have picked up on some information that I found quite interesting.
The city and the Vanguard realized we're not powerful enough to stop Oryx. We need to rediscover some of the lost arts of our forebears. And so you're sent off on a quest to discover these former powers that Guardians used to have.
The implication here is that these lost arts have their own origin stories that we'll get to delve into when the Taken King drops in September. But that begs the question. What about our 6 existing subclasses? How did the Guardians come to learn these arts and use such powerful abilities? Let's first take a brief look at what we know about the Traveler, Light, and the Darkness. The Light and the Darkness are 2 opposing forces, and a plethora of theories have been proposed to explain them, but they remain shrouded in mystery. It seems that the Traveler is an embodiment of the Light, and has an ancient and eternal enemy in the Darkness. The Traveler, as its name might suggest, navigated the universe, sowing seeds of its light until ultimately it landed in our solar system, and ushered in a golden age of civilization, advancement, and development for humanity. But the darkness followed. It crept into our solar system, prompting the Traveler to unleash its light in an attempt to expel it. This explosion of light weakened the Traveler immensely, and plunged humanity into the Dark Age. Survivors gathered underneath the remains of the Traveler, and the First Order of Titans established the wall around what would eventually become the Lost City. As humanity slowly recovered and re-established, the First Orders of Hunters and Warlocks also emerged as civilization saw fit. To this day, these orders of Guardians have constantly been fighting back the forces of darkness. As Guardians, we are strongly connected to the Traveler's light, perhaps even imbued with it. But how is this seemingly abstract, intangible force that is the light come to be harnessed in the forms that we know today? The Grimoire cards regarding the 3 damage types are remarkably similar, and may shed some light on the origins of the subclasses. They all speak of fundamental forces that define the universe, and that the secret of utilizing these powers is the understanding of the forces. At first glance, this may only seem relevant to the manufacturing of weaponry, but the purest forms of arc, solar, and void light appear to be the Guardian supers. Again, the rediscovery of Guardian powers in the Taken King suggests that Guardians, or at least the very first Guardians, were not born with the ability to wield arc, solar, and void light as weapons, but through research and training came to discover these powers.
The Iron Banner bends to no one's will.
Lord Saladin's induction speech for new Guardians shares the same message, that Guardians are not born powerful, but must come to discover and harness new abilities hidden in the Traveler's light. It is said that Hunters first learned to blink from the Warlocks. Perhaps then, in much the same way, the knowledge of arc, solar, and void light abilities might have been passed down by ghosts through generations of Guardians. So what first granted specific individuals the ability to wield the Traveler's light? I believe that the light and the darkness are intrinsically connected, and that powerful exposure to both can trigger an understanding of their inherent power.
What is this thing? It's a shard of the Traveler.
Ulan Tan's theory of darkness can help us understand how a shard of the Traveler came to be corrupted. The 2 forces of light and darkness can exist within the same entity. Guardians, then, are capable of being corrupted by the same darkness. This exposure to and corruption by the darkness may be what triggered and inspired the discovery of our beloved subclass abilities. In summary, it appears that the secret to our Guardian subclass abilities lies in the study of the light and the darkness. This series will attempt to uncover the 6 original Guardians whose exposure to the darkness led them to the discovery of these powerful abilities. I've been Antface, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode where we take a look at the possible origins of the Blade Dancer and the Screaming Arc Blade.